An angel looked back at me today. An angel is here with me. Oh, an angel. The angel spoke, my soul awoke. He showed me the light. Believe in your worth, be an angel on earth, shine your light. An angel is here with me. Oh, an angel. In the angel's eye, I could see the sky, I could see eternity, I could see divinity. An angel is here with me. Oh, an angel. An angel is here with me. Oh, an angel. An angel is here with me. Oh, an angel. An angel is here with me. Oh, an
Hello, everyone. Greetings of peace. A very warm welcome to for our final session on the Raj Yoga meditation today. Let's start by doing a brief round of meditation together for a few minutes, and then we'll resume the discussion that we had yesterday. Let us emerge the virtues and qualities which exist deep within us. Through meditation, we are trying to scratch the surface on the top to uncover the virtues deep within us and make them our own once again. I invite you to open your hearts and your mind and join me in this meditation. I start by sitting back in a comfortable position, in a relaxed position, making sure that every part of my body is completely relaxed. Now I want to observe my thoughts. What is it that I am thinking right now? Is my mind focused on the present moment? Or is it thinking about the past? Or is it worrying about the future? If it is past or future, then with a lot of love in my heart, I talk to my mind. Past and future is wasteful thinking. All we need to do is to grab our attention to the present moment. Because life is happening here, not in the past, definitely not in the future. Every moment, every precious moment of this precious life, which I spent thinking about the past or worrying about the future, is a precious moment being wasted. So now I make a determined thought, at least for the next few minutes. I will not let my mind wander around. And the present moment will have all my attention. Now that my mind knows what not to think, I give it a very beautiful thought to ponder upon. I ask myself, who are you? Who am I? Am I this body? This rigid body, physical in nature? The mind knows the answer very well. I am a bright, shining star sitting in the center of my forehead. I am a soul, a peaceful, loveful, blissful, and a powerful soul. when I create a thought, it releases vibrations of the same energy. These beautiful thoughts that I just created are releasing vibrations of high elevated energy. And I see and I feel these vibrations spreading in my entire body. This is a beautiful moment when there are no thoughts about my work, my friends, my family. It's just me. It's just my time with myself. I am peaceful and a pure being of light. I am an actor on the stage. Throughout the day, I may be playing various roles. I may be a mother, a father, a husband, a wife, a son, a daughter, a brother, a sister, a teacher, a friend, a mentor. But I do not forget my true identity. That I am a tiny star behind all these marks, who is eternally pure. I am eternally peaceful and imperishable. And now I ask myself another question. Where did I come from? And within a second, the mind starts thinking about my eternal home, which is the sky beyond the sky. This sky can be seen through the physical eyes. But the sky beyond the sky cannot be seen physically. It can just be felt. I am so much attracted towards it that my heart wants to visit it right now. So within a second, using the power of my mind, I go to my eternal home, the land of peace, the land of purity. This is a place with golden red light spread all around. This is my home. I take a few moments to soak in all the peace and purity that exists here. I look around And I find that I am not alone here. There are a lot of tiny stars here, just like me. They are all my brother and sister souls. I am part of one big family. I have met everyone here after a very long time. Sure, I may have met them in a physical form on the planet Earth, but I am meeting them after a very long time in a soul form, the incorporeal form. And now I ask myself the third question: who do I belong to? I look around and I see a big shining star, just like me, but it is very bright, so much bright like a sun. The rays which are emerging from this special star are very soft, gentle, soothing, affectionate, warm. Just like a needle is pulled towards a magnet, I, the soul, am pulled towards this bright star. I wonder who is this beautiful bright star? And he starts talking to me. Oh, my long lost and now found child, welcome to your eternal home. He is welcoming me to this land of peace with open arms. This is my eternal parent. God, I left this land a long time ago. I have come back after a very long time. And he's welcoming me with an open arm. I take a few moments to live this beautiful, precious time experience. The experience of being in front of God. Meeting Him after so many years, decades. The rays which are emerging from Him are falling onto me. And I, the soul, like a sponge, I'm absorbing each and every drop. I'm gaining my spiritual shine back. I am like a sparkling diamond once again. God is filling me with all the powers that He has. With that, I hope you are charged up now with the meditation to continue our discussion from yesterday. So before we, discuss the question that we had started with, let's briefly talk about the few different things that we talked in yesterday's session. Let's briefly brush up them. There are 5 pillars that we discussed in yesterday's session of what to do on a day-to-day basis. Can you all share your response in the chat on what are the 5 pillars we talked about to do in a daily life? Yes, some of you have shared it, and I'd like to see this response from all of you, because this is the key for us to practice on a daily basis. The 5th one, I'll give you a hint. 5th one had the number 1 minute. Yes, just a minute. Jam. Just remember it like that. Jam. Just a minute. Take a 1-minute break every hour. Here, a quick recap. Reading the divine knowledge every day. Knowledge is the foundation of everything, of even knowledge, because without knowledge, we don't even know how to become pure. We don't know how to perform our actions. We don't know what thoughts to create. So knowledge is the foundation. And then second step is self-reflection, journaling of that knowledge and applying it in our own daily life. And then the Amrit Vela, the early morning, getting up early morning and visualizing the self as a soul and connecting with the divine. Then the 4th step is the selfless service to empower other souls. And then the just a minute. And there are a few more things that came to my mind that I wanted to add upon these 5 things. The 6th one is the cooking. Food is a very, very critical part of leading a spiritual life, because food is not something purely meant for the physical body. Food very deeply impacts the state of the mind. So as we are cooking food, it's very, very critical to cook food with a clean state of mind. As I cook food, before cooking food, I check myself, check my thoughts. If there's any negative thought in my mind, I just stop, take a pause, turn off the gas, and I sit on the side and transform my thoughts. Because there's no point in eating food that is cooked with negative vibrations. So it's critical to take the pause, make sure the mind is very positive, connected, visualize in a soul conscious form, visualizing the self as the point of light and connecting with the divine. That is a state of the mind that needs to be while cooking food. And if we're thinking like that positively while cooking the food, then those vibrations go inside the food. And these vibrations also go into the mind of every single person who eats that food after that. If you are cooking food for your family, it's a blessing. Food is an amazing way to bless your family. whatever you want your family members to be, put those thoughts in the food while cooking for them. As they eat that food, those vibrations, those thoughts that you had while cooking, those thoughts will go into the food and it will impact their inner state. If a child in the family gets angry, put the thoughts in the food that this child is peaceful child, never gets angry, always very kind and peaceful. If a child doesn't take responsibility for their work, put the thoughts in the food that this child is very responsible, very proactive, very self-driven, never needs a reminder, understands what they need to do, why they need to take responsibility for their own self. So visualize whatever you want the child to be or family member to be, put those thoughts in the food for them. Then we don't have to go say it on their face again and again. Go do this, go do that. No, just put those thoughts in the food, and as the food goes to their body, they will heal. And if you are earning money if you are the bread earner for your family, if you are working and financially responsible for your family, as you are working in your office, it is also very critical to have the positive thoughts in your mind while we are doing office work. Because the money that we earn in our office, that money is not just for financial safety of our family. That money also carries the energy with which we earn the money. If we cheat our colleagues, if we take somebody else's credit in the office and get a promotion and get a pay raise by cheating a colleague, that money will not bring any happiness to my family. That money will actually bring a curse to the family. So it's very, very critical that as we are doing office work, our life in the office and our life in family are not two disjoint things that they have nothing to do with each other. There's a very deep connection. The energy with which we earn money in our office, that energy comes back to our home, because that money has the energy with which we have earned the money. Only if we earn the money with a good energy, with a positive mindset, while doing what is the right thing for the company, only then that money will bring blessings to our family. You can earn millions of dollars, billions of dollars, and give it to your family. It will be of no use unless the money is earned with hard work and honesty. So it's very, very critical. The work life and family life are not two disjoint things. They are one and the same thing. They are very deeply connected with each other. So even when you're doing office work, stay in soul conscious form. Make sure you're not cheating any colleague. Make sure you're standing up to do the right thing for the company. Even if it means, taking a hit on your own career. It's okay to have less money in the bank account. But it's very critical to have the money be earned with hard work and honesty. If you earn the money with honesty, even if you have less money in the bank account, that less money will bring so much more blessings with it, that even the extra money that you needed for your child's college tuition or for something else, the child will become so bright and hardworking that they won't even need that money. They will stand up on their own foot. And that is the kind of blessings we can give to our family members. So we talked about cooking food with God. After cooking food, it's also equally important to eat the food with God. Before eating the food, serve the food to God. Visualize yourself as a soul, connect with the God, and put the divine vibrations on the food. Thank you, God, for giving me the food. Serve the bites to God. As you're taking a bite from your plate and putting in your mouth, serve that bite to God and then put it in your own mouth. You will see the beauty of food. The food will feel like a blessing. Just like when we go to a temple, or Gurudwara or a church or a mosque, right? Let me ask all of you, why does the food in the temple, church, mosque taste differently from the food that is cooked at home? Any thoughts? Right, because the food in the temple, in the mosque, in the Gurdwara, in the church is cooked with divine thoughts. Now, we don't have to go to a temple or a church to have divine thoughts. We can make our own home as the temple, as the church. When we are cooking food in our home, if we are in a soul conscious form and we are injecting the divine thoughts into the food, then our home itself becomes like the home of God. That food becomes an offering from God. So we can cook that same divine food at our own home with our own hands. We don't have to go to a temple or mosque to get the divine food. And then this is the last final step of having the spiritual chit chat. Make God as your companion. People have teddy bears as their companion. People talk to teddy bear, they hug teddy bears and, talk to the teddy bears as if the teddy bear is a living being. Just like that, visualize God as your teddy bear, as your partner, as your companion. Have that spiritual chit chat with God all the time. Get up in the morning, say, "Good morning, God. How are you? Thank you, God, for blessing me with one more beautiful day." You get up early morning, connect with the God, and you can have a beautiful chit chat with God early morning. As you're doing exercise for the body, say the body, I am the soul. I, the soul, am living in this body. This body is the temple, in which I, the soul, am living. So it becomes very easy to do physical exercise. Then taking care of the body we become very motivated to take care of the body, take care of physical health, because this body is the home of God. I am a soul. I'm living in this body. So I am a child of God. So a child of God is living in this body. So how can this body be treated as a a physical thing only? This body is a temple, a blessing of God. So I started respecting my body very, very deeply and started taking care of the body by exercise and eating healthy food, fruits, vegetables, salads. When I realized that I am a soul and this body is a gift from God. So with that, let's move to the topic that we were discussing yesterday, where we left off. We were talking about this question that one of you asked yesterday, that a friend cheated me financially. What shall I do? There is one very critical concept that we are taught in Brahma Kumaris, which I wanted to share with all of you, which is to have the balance between love and law. And this was personally a big shock to me when I learned this concept for the first time, that what does it mean to have a balance between love and law? They say that give love with laws and make laws with love. I didn't understand this concept when I heard it for the first time. what does it mean for me to love with law? They say true love is the one where you have the laws with it. Because giving love without any laws is not a true love at all. You know, it is very critical for us to set boundaries in life. Setting boundaries is an act of love for our own self. These boundaries enable me to be who I really am from the core of my heart. And these boundaries also enable a deep mutual respect for each other. Boundaries offer a very, very safe place, a very safe way for us to build the connections, a very safe way for us to honor the differences of each other. The reality is that 99.9% people on this world are honest. They don't have the intention to breach my boundaries. But why do they end up breaching my boundaries? Because I never communicated my boundaries to them. They are not my mind reader, that they would know what my boundary is, what my boundary is not. Just because I didn't communicate, that is why they don't know what my boundaries are. And why did I not communicate? Because I myself don't know what my boundaries are. I've never thought about them. What do I live my life for? What will I stand up for? What will I be willing to die but not give up? What are my values of life? I myself am not clear in my mind. That is why I have not communicated to the other person. That is why they don't know when they are or when they are not crossing my boundaries. How to set boundaries? It's very, very critical to set boundaries both at home as well as at work. This is a very big topic in itself. We can have a separate talk on setting boundaries later. But I'll just summarize here today that setting boundaries is a very, very critical part. So when we say, have love, give visualize the other person as a soul, send them the blessings. Yes, all of that is very, very critical. But it is also equally critical for us to set the boundaries. Let me give you an example from this is a story from the Guru Gobind Singh Ji. He fought a battle for truth around 300 plus years back. And one day when he was hitting an arrow onto another person, just before hitting the arrow, he prayed to God. He said to God, "Oh God, I am a pure, powerful, peaceful soul, a child of you. This other person on the other side is also a pure, powerful, and peaceful child of God." He said, "I am not hitting this arrow on a child of God. As a child of God, I respect you very, very deeply. But I am hitting this arrow on the vices that are surrounding this child of God." So when the other person was trying to attack him, he stood up for himself to guard himself. He didn't say, "Okay, you keep coming and hitting me and I will just keep sitting and blessing you." He said, "I will bless you, but I will also stand up for myself and guard myself." So he hit the arrow on the other person. But when he hit that arrow, he had a very deep love in his heart for the other person. He prayed in his heart that this other person is a child of God. This other person is just surrounded by vices right now. So he said, "I am hitting this arrow on the vices that are surrounding this child of God." So the point here is that if someone attacks us, if someone is being mean to us, and that being mean could come in any form. We talked about examples of multiple different forms. We talked about this example of a manager micromanaging at work, or we were talking about this, a close friend cheating me financially, right? In all the situations, it is very critical for us to guard ourselves, which is what it means to set healthy boundaries. The key is that these boundaries must be set with love. The boundaries must be based on our core values of life. While setting these boundaries, we must still have good wishes, pure feelings, elevated thoughts for ourselves and the other person. When we have pure blessings for the other person in our heart, then our blessings actually heal them. Our blessings remove their vices. They automatically stop being mean to us. So now let's take this principle of the balance between love and law and try to apply it in this situation. I want all of you to share your thoughts on what do you think is the right thing to do if a friend cheats you financially. Any thoughts? Many of you? Give it a try. There's no right or wrong answer here. I mean, I'm happy to make this. I'm happy to stop the recording and make it an interactive group discussion. If you all are open to, unmuting and sharing your thoughts. Let's continue for now. We can have a separate another discussion, a group discussion later. But right now, depends on how much you love or loved your friend. Lose love or lose or money. Definitely, that definitely depends upon, is it somebody just took a $1 from me. Is it worth for me to pick a battle for $1 versus somebody took $1 million from me? I have to think whether it's worth the battle, worth my time and energy or not. But see, in some sense, it is not a matter of other person cheating me of $1, they're cheating me for $1 million, right? If somebody has the attitude, a habit of cheating, today they may be cheating for a small amount. Tomorrow, that same habit of cheating can become a big habit. So if I'm a true friend of them, if I have a pure wishes for them from the core of my heart, it is critical for me to send them the right message early on so that they don't repeat this thing. Today they may be only doing a $1 cheating and I can ignore it. It's okay. It's only $1. But it's not about $1 versus $1 million. The question is about the attitude. Because if somebody has a habit of cheating $1 today, tomorrow that habit will become to cheat $10, then $100, then $1,000, then $10,000, then gradually it will reach to the point of cheating $1 million. The person might really, it's definitely possible that they may need money, right? If they genuinely need money, there are other ways they can ask, they can take a loan, or they can say, ask me politely, gently that I need money, this much money, I'm genuine need. I may not even be able to return it back. It's okay for them to ask that. But cheating is not acceptable no matter how much you need the money, right? And definitely one of you made a beautiful point on chat that this could be a return of my past action to them, right? I may be the one who may have done a cheating to them in the past birth. That is why this person is coming back and is cheating me financially right now. Very beautiful thought, right? So with that thought, if you bring that chapter of karma here, that it means that I don't have to have a bad thought about this person in my heart. How dare they cheat me? Why are they such a bad person? They may just be doing exactly what I did to them in the past birth, right? Beautiful. Okay. So now, so so first step is for us to calm our mind, right? Not have any negative thoughts about this act that, oh my God, I got cheated. Oh my God, my luck is so bad. Bad things happen to me. Definitely don't create negative thoughts about the self, right? Don't create negative thoughts about the other person. Oh my God, what a horrible person that is. How dare they do this? They don't understand this. They're such a terrible person. They cheated on this. How dare could they do it? No negative thoughts about myself. No negative thoughts about the other person. Accept them. Accept them as a child of God. Bless them. Empower them that they are an honest human being. They never cheat anyone. Now, while doing all of these things, these two things, there is a third step also, which is equally critical, which is to set the boundaries. Remember, we talked about the service. We talked about one of the key things of daily life is to do service. And what is the biggest form of service? Can you share your thoughts? What is the biggest service we can do? To empower the other soul. Yes. Right. So in this situation, if my friend, to send them the blessings, yes. If my friend is doing a cheating, that means doing cheating aligned with the divine. Yes or no? No, right? Doing cheating of any form is not aligned with God, right? So it is very critical for me to. That means my friend has gotten away from God. That is why they are doing cheating. So it is critical for me to bring them back closer to God. And if in this example, if it means that I can maybe firstly go approach them directly and ask them for my money back, that this money belongs to me. If you want to take a loan from me, I can give you the loan. If you are in a genuine need for something for a very critical purpose, I can even I can give you the money, but I'll give you the money with a clean heart. Not, I don't want you to take money by cheating. Because by cheating, they are building a negative karma on their own selves. And by me letting them cheat me, I am actually making them being part of their bad act. So if needed, if the person is not willing to give back money in a nice form, polite form, it is okay for me to go, file a court case or a police case or whatever, mechanisms exist legally to sue them to get my money back. Because what I deserve, it was my hard-earned money. Letting somebody do a cheating to me and steal my things is actually as big a crime as me cheating them. When a crime happens, there are three parties who are equally responsible to that crime. The first person is the one who is committing the crime. In this example, the person who did the cheating, financial cheating, my friend, first is that person is responsible for this crime. The second person is the one on whom the crime is done, who was the victim of this. I was the victim here in this situation. My friend cheated me financially. So I was the victim on this. I am also equally responsible for this crime because I have the ability to stop and take an action. Either I could have done proactively, maybe I didn't have the option, I was not aware, I over-trusted them, I blindly trusted them, that's why they could cheat me so easily, right? So but even if they did cheat me, I still need to chase them back and get my money back so that they can become a better human being. The third person who is responsible for a crime is a quiet bystander. If we see a crime happening in front of our eyes, A is cheating to B, and it is happening in front of my eyes, and I am sitting idle and not standing up for it, then I am also being a victim to that crime. I'm also a party to that crime. So it's critical for us to stand up for the truth. Firstly, make ourselves sure that we are not the ones initiating a crime, doing something wrong to others. Secondly, if somebody else is doing something wrong to me, it's important for me to stand up for myself, stand up for the truth and fight back, do self-defense, guard myself, set the boundaries. Thirdly, if a crime is happening in front of my eyes to somebody else, it's critical for me to not be just a quiet bystander. I need to stand up and enable the person on whom the crime is being done to stand up and fight for themselves. Empower them with the energy and the skills needed to stand up and fight for the truth. I hope that addresses this question. Any more thoughts any of you would like to share on this before we move to the another question? Example of how to set a boundary. Okay, just give me 1 minute. So I need to quickly respond to a message. So in this example, one of you asking, can you share an example of how to set boundaries, right? So how to set boundaries means what? We need to firstly know what our boundaries are. We need to know what our, what do we stand up for, right? And then we need to communicate that boundary to the other person, that this is not acceptable to me. I don't want you to do this to me, right? Very critical for me to be aware of in my mind what my boundaries are. And secondly, very critical for me to communicate that boundary to the other person by having an open heart-to-heart conversation. We all are scared of, of communicating boundaries because we are worried about, what will the other person think? Will the other person get mad at me? Will we still be friends if I say this to you? We are worried too much about social pressure, peer pressure, or we are worried about, uh, you know, uh, losing our friendship. That is why we are scared of communicating boundaries or setting boundaries. But setting boundaries is very, very critical for us to be, feel like I am who I am, feel like I am an authentic self. Otherwise, we feel burdened mentally inside. That we keep saying yes on the surface, on the face, but inside we feel we are just, cursing ourselves internally. And that makes us feel very emotionally burnt out internally. So setting boundaries, firstly requires being aware of our own values of life. What are the most critical things that we stand for? What is it for which I will give up my life? I'm willing to die, but I'm not willing to do this kind of an act. Once we know what our own values of life, I personally did a big values exercise, include our capacity to work or do. Definitely, it includes our capacity to work, do. So the key is for us to, some of these capacities, not something inbuilt into onto us from childhood, right? We are taught in childhood, the academics side on reading, writing, math, science, and get, your grades in school and college and earn a job and be financially stable. While that is also is very critical, I'm not saying it is not. Academics are very important too. Work is very important. Being financially stable is also very, very important in life, right? But it is also equally important to be mentally stable, emotionally stable inside. And that is where, it is critical to do a values exercise firstly to understand what are my values of life. What will I stand up for? What is it that I will never do in my life? And once we know what our values are, it is critical to stand for them. Check at every moment in every situation, and does every action that I'm trying to do on a day-to-day basis align with my values of life or not? If some action does not align with my values of life, it is critical to stand up and say, no, I am not going to do it. Sorry. Because people will come and entice you in lots of ways so they can get their work done. But we need to check whether doing something is aligned with our values of life or not. And if something does not align with our values of life, it is critical for us to stand up and say no. Our capacity to work increases with time as we start practicing these emotional skills, these inner skills, as we start using our inner powers, the powers to, our power to tolerate, our power to stand up for the truth, our power to fight, our power to face for the truth. As we start taking actions, then our inner power start increasing over time. As we do this meditation, as we read positive knowledge, and as we start applying it in our life, our inner power increases over time. So it's not something we may be born with that power from day one as birth, if we have done that work in the previous in our previous body. If we had learned these skills in the previous body, some of us may have it as part of when we are born, because these skills carry, these are sanskars, right? our karma and sanskar, personality traits, they come with us as we leave one body to another body. So if we did that homework in our previous body, that is built into our soul and we are carrying it with us. But most of us today, because it's a Kali Yuga going on, Iron Age, most of us don't have that strong inner power right now. So it's time for us to build that inner power inside. And that inner power does increase with time. It does increase with the more we try to use it, the more we try to apply this knowledge in our daily life. And when the situations happen, the more this power will increase. Any more thoughts or any different question that uh, any of you would like to ask and be addressed today? Any more questions that you would like to be addressed that you have in your mind? With that, I just wanted to maybe a quick reminder to all of you that uh, we do have in-person meditation and Murli in our Brahma Kumari Silicon Valley Center. We meet twice a week in person, Sunday mornings at 7:30 a.m. as well as on Thursday evening at 7:30 p.m. Our address is 540 South Able Street, Milpitas. And please, if you have not yet, please send an email to Kusum Didi. She is the head of our center. This is her email address, bk.milpitas@gmail.com. Please send her an email so she can give you permission to come in person for the meditation and Murli sessions. And in addition to the in-person sessions, we also have our online meditation twice a day, early morning, Amrit Vela 4 a.m., as well as in the evening at 7:30 p.m. Twice a day, we have online meditation. We also have online Murli twice a day, once in the morning at 7 a.m. and another in the evening at 8 o'clock. I assume you all have probably sent an email to Kusum Didi by now and gotten an access to both the Zoom sessions as well as to the in-person meditation and Murli. If you haven't done that, I strongly recommend you to take this step because it is, doing this course one time is a one-time thing, right? But it won't stick in your life until you continue on this journey on a daily basis. And these things, as we have talked about, are critical for if you want to lead an obstacle-free life, a life where we can experience constant peace. It is critical to do these things on proactively on a daily basis. So please, do try to start practicing listening to the daily spiritual discourse Murli, as well as the meditation, especially the Amrit Vela early morning. We have a course that started today called New Me is Happy Me. Going to happen on every Sunday at 2 o'clock online. You can register at this website svbrahmakumaris.org/selfdev. And it's a beautiful course that is teaching me on how to have inner happiness and how to apply all these principles of Raj Yoga meditation in our daily life. And we also have the kids classes starting up very soon in 2 weeks, January 2 weeks from today, for kids in the age of 8 to 14. If you have kids in this age group, I do strongly recommend the kids to sign up for this class. It's a beautiful course with very nice stories and very kid friendly discussions, and nurturing the values, instilling values inside the kids at this age is very, very critical for them to grow up to become mature human beings. And we also offer well-being webinars at workplace on any of these topics, like setting boundaries, accepting, overcoming the fears, work-life balance. If you have any topic you'd like us to come and give a talk at your workplace, please connect with us and we'll be happy to give a talk. So with that, I think we are almost at the end of the session today. I'll wait another maybe 2 minutes or see if any of you have any more questions. Thank you for joining, and it was a pleasure for me to share some of my experience and learning from Brahma Kumaris. And I look forward to seeing all of you in the daily spiritual discourse, Murli, as well as the Amrit Vela meditations. And also, if you're around local to the Bay Area, I look forward to seeing you in person at the center as well. Thank you. Om Shanti.